Hello children, welcome to the Christchurch Convent Digital Classes. I am Deepak Kaurav, your social science teacher. Today I am teaching lesson 1, the advent and expansion of the British power in India. Here advent it means arrival and expansion it means to grow or to increase. So in this particular chapter we are going to study that how British company came to India and how they increased their power in India. Okay, let's begin. Situation after invasion of Alexander. Here invasion it means attack. So after when Alexander attacked India, so what were the situations in India? That's what we are going to study. Whole world came to know that India was very prosperous country. Okay, entire world came to know that India was very prosperous country. India had a availability of vast resources. India had a number of resources and with good quality also. Mughal established a mighty empire in northern India. So Mughal established their empire in northern part of India and started to increase their power in India by fighting with the local rulers of India. Then arrival of European trading companies. So here we are going to study how European companies came to India. Instead of discovering India, Columbus discovered America in 1492. So what had happened? Columbus went in search of India, but he lost his path and discovered America in 1492. Vasco da Gama discovered India in 1498. After the discovery of America, Vasco da Gama discovered India in 1498, and after the invention of India, European trading companies wanted to expand their industries. Prominent companies which arrived in India were Portuguese, Dutch, English and French. So these are the companies which belongs to Europe. Then after order of arrival of European companies. So here we are going to study what was the order of their arrival in India. Portuguese arrived India in year 1498. Dutch arrived India in year 1595. English arrived India in year 1600. French arrived India in year 1664. Now we are going to study about the order of establishment of these companies. So how and when they established their first company in India. Portuguese established their first company in year 1498. English established their first company in year 1600. Dutch established their first company in 1602 and French established their first company in 1664. And now we are going to study that where they established their first factory in India. In Cochin, Portuguese established their first company in 1503. English established their first factory in Surat in 1608. Dutch established their first factory in Masulipatam in 1605. France established their first company in Surat in 1668. Now let's talk about these companies. Portuguese in India. Portuguese were the first to land in India. So as I told you before also that Portuguese had come India firstly. Vasco da Gama arrived in 1948. The Portuguese traders established trading centers at Calicut, Goa, Daman, Diu and Hooghly. So these are the places where they established their trading centers. Then after, Dutch in India. To establish control over trade, conflicts arose between Dutch and Portuguese were defeated. So in these wars, Portuguese had to face defeat in these wars. Dutch established trading houses in the Coromandel coast, Gujarat, Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. So these are the places where they established their trading houses. The main Dutch factory was at Pulicat, where they minted gold coins pagoda and they used it as a currency. So the main Dutch factory was at Pulicat, where they used to mint gold coins, and the name of this coin was pagoda, and they used it as their currency. Now English in India. English and Dutch fought a battle at Bedra in 1759 and Dutch was defeated. So there was continuous fight in English and Dutch, and Then after in Bedra in 1759, Dutch had to face defeated. On 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth I issued a charter providing 15 years monopoly in trading. So in year 1600, Queen Elizabeth I allowed their local company to come India for trade and for 15 years. The first British ship captained by Hawkins reached India in 1608. So in 1608, the Britishers' first ship captained by the Hawkins came to India. Now French in India. The Indo-Oriental Company was formed in 1664 in France for trading. So in France, their first company for trade was established on the name of Indo-Oriental Company, and which were established in 1664. French established their first trading center at Surat in 1668. French company built Fort Louis at Pondicherry for war defense. In regular conflicts, French were defeated by the British or English. Then, Carnatic War. Let's talk about the Carnatic War. Here, we all know that both the companies, English and French, were trying to increase their trade. So, the three main wars were held in between both the companies, and the name of these wars was Carnatic War. So first Carnatic War was held in between 1746 to 1748, and second Carnatic War was held in between 1748 to 1754, and third Carnatic War was held in between 1756 to 1763. French and English trading rivalry soon turned into war. This is what I told you. British East India Company was a private organization, and they are free to take decision for all matters. French company was under the control of French government and had to seek permission for all the matters. So what had happened, whenever they were facing wars, the French company had to take permission from the French government, but Britishers are free to take any kind of decision. Both the companies were trying to gain more profit, more facilities and more market. So they were trying to increase or expand their trade. They both fought three wars which were known as Carnatic War. Now, Battle of Plassey. After losing Calcutta, Nawab became a puppet of Britishers and signed a Treaty of Alinagar. So here treaty, it means an agreement. Okay, so an agreement was signed by the Nawab of Calcutta after losing the battle. So most of the demands are fulfilled, but they want fully control on Bengal. So the main purpose of Britishers was to take fully control on Bengal. A battle was fought at Plassey on 23rd June 1757, and this generates Mirzafar, Raidullah and Wal Latif was not supporting fully in this battle, and Nawab was killed by the son of Mirzafar. So his companions, the companions of the Nawab was not supporting him directly, so that's why he had to face defeat in this particular war. It was a war of immense political and economic importance. So it had an political and economic importance for Britishers. The political life of Bengal came under control of British. So Britishers were free to rule on Bengal. After this battle, Britishers were allowed to trade tax-free in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. The company received the right to mint coins in Calcutta. So in Calcutta, Britishers had a right to mint coins. Okay, and even they do not have to pay any tax for this. Britishers now got a full control over Bengal. Thank you.